Oh, why are we doing this? It's time we clear up some misconceptions about foreigners in the UK and then just get really angry in the comments. Hi everyone, it's me. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Alanna and I'm a Canadian, but I have been living in the UK for the last 6 years. And on this YouTube channel, I post my life, the ups and the downs, the good and the bad about my life as a foreigner in the UK. And let me tell you, I get the same misconceptions just kind of over and over again. So let's fix that. Now, with such a spicy video topic, ground rules. All right, here we go. I think it is naive to say that all foreigners are terrible. All foreigners are ruining this country. That's not true. However, I also think it's naive to say that no foreigners are bad and all foreigners are good and play by the rules, because that's not true either. So today I'm going to share the most common misconceptions that Brits have about foreigners in the UK from my experience, okay? From my experience. It doesn't matter how many disclaimers I do. People are gonna get mad, that's totally fine. You're well within your right to get angry at YouTube videos, but honestly, I hope you can find peace somewhere. If you like this video and you want to watch more videos about a foreigner living in the UK, please consider subscribing. But without further ado, let's go. I'm so nervous already. A really common misconception I hear when I'm talking about working visas or all of the stress surrounding working visas for the UK, a lot of Brits will say, "You're a Commonwealth citizen, you don't need to worry about it." And while I totally understand what most people mean by that, it's obviously not true. So even though I am Canadian, I'm a Commonwealth citizen, I'm a citizen of a Commonwealth country. Wow, can you hear that outside? So even though I am Canadian, that doesn't really impact anything. So I still need to be eligible for a UK visa, apply for said UK visa, be approved for said UK visa, and pay all of the fees for that UK visa. Being a Canadian doesn't really change anything. I can't just show up at the border because I'm Canadian. Hey, let me in. That doesn't happen, but I wish it did. I will say that being a Canadian meant that I was eligible for a particular visa. It's called the Tier 5 Youth Mobility Scheme visa. It is a mouthful. But the Tier 5 was the first visa that I came to the UK on. It is only eligible for a certain criteria of people, and it also, you have to be from a certain country. So Canada is included on that list. So being Canadian did help in that situation. Americans, for instance, are not eligible for a Tier 5, but on the whole, as a Commonwealth citizen, I do have to worry about visas. I can't just come on over because I want to, but I get what people are trying to say. Hey, you guys, we got breaking news. This isn't an ad. This isn't a sponsored segment. I'm being serious. We got breaking news. Guess what's happening here on Adventures in Apps? Guess. I'm gonna do 2 videos a week. You heard me right. That means on Fridays at 3 p.m. I am posting a full-length Adventures in Apps video every Friday, 3 p.m. Okay? Be there, please. Please. I have been doing Adventures in Apps every Tuesday for like 4 years. And you know what? I'm excited for a challenge. I want to do something a little bit extra, all right? I'm excited. I'm scared. A little bit nervous. A little bit clammy. But I'm very excited. So every Friday at 3 p.m. and every Tuesday at 3 p.m., you're going to have Adventures in Apps content. And if you want even more, you can find me on Patreon. That's a separate spiel. I won't get into that just yet. But I'm very excited. I hope you guys like the content. Double the content. Wow, how exciting. Happy 2022, everybody. All right, back to the video. I hope it's not too upsetting or controversial, or I hope you're not too angry. But just know, new Adventures in Apps content every Friday, 3 p.m. All right, I gotta go. This is heavy. Bye. Another very common comment that I am told quite frequently is that foreigners are only coming here to abuse the NHS. And again, that is true in some cases. I'm not gonna deny that, all right? I'm not an idiot. Please, I hope you know, I'm not an idiot. However, I can only speak from my experience, and this has been my experience. Okay, so the NHS, of course, is the National Health Service. It is a wonderful thing. I've talked about it on my channel loads of times. Truly grateful for it. I have to pay. All right? I have to pay. So by that, I mean, when you apply for a UK visa, I have been on what? Four visas now? 3 visas? I've lost count. But for every visa that I am on, either a new visa or if I renew a visa, part of that application is the NHS surcharge. So basically, it is a lump sum that I have to pay as part of the application. You may think, oh, well, I just won't use the NHS, so I won't pay that. No. Whether you use the NHS or not, you have to pay it as part of your application. If you do not pay the surcharge, you cannot submit your visa application. So it's pretty important. Whenever I talk about the NHS on this channel, which has been quite often, I always get comments from people. I also get emails. I don't know if you realize that. Sometimes people will email me and tell me that I am a foreigner abusing the NHS, shouldn't be using it, go home, blah, 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 all that usual stuff. And I'm just here to tell you that I've paid quite a lot of money. Quite a lot of money to the NHS. I love the NHS. I will support the NHS, okay? I'm not here to abuse it. Ideally, I'd not like to use it at all, if at all possible. But we do, as foreigners on UK visas, pay the NHS surcharge, all right? The more you know. Another very common misconception I get quite frequently when I'm talking about UK visas and, the stress of applying for one and what if you get rejected and all that kind of stuff, I always get comments from people basically saying, don't worry about a UK visa, just marry a Brit. And again, this is not true. This is not a thing. Now, if you marry a British person, first off, congratulations. I hope the wedding was beautiful. I wish I was invited. But you know what? I get it. I'm not offended. So when you marry a British person, you have to, guess what? Apply, be approved for, and pay for a spouse visa. So just because you've married a British person doesn't mean you can just turn up at Heathrow and be like, hey, I'm here. That's not a thing that happens. As part of your spouse visa, it's similar to other visas in that the burden of proof is on you. You have to prove that you've married a British person. You have to prove that it's a real relationship, that you know each other. You got to provide evidence, legal documents. You also have to pay for the visa. You have to pay for, guess what? The NHS surcharge. You have to pay for any applicable fees. You got to get a biometrics residence permit. It's a whole thing. And maybe people just aren't aware of that because if you've never been in that situation, why would you know, I guess? But I'm just here to tell you that just because you marry a British person does not mean you can just hang out here whenever you like. Also, I should note, on that spouse visa, there will be an expiry date. So it's not just an open-ended thing. You will either have to renew or apply for something else, or maybe apply for citizenship if you're eligible, or indefinite leave to remain, all that business. I am not an immigration lawyer. Please do not take all of your research about this stuff from me. Please contact a professional, but I'm just saying, spouse visa is a thing. They got expiry dates. You can't just show up just because you married a British person. Now, our next misconception is a bit of a spicy one. Many times I have received comments, messages, emails, even face-to-face interactions with people who will say to me that foreigners are only coming to the UK to claim benefits. Again, maybe some, right? Maybe some. We're not naive, maybe some. But did you know that I am not legally allowed to? On all 3 or 4 of my UK visas so far, I have legally not been allowed to claim benefits. When you get your UK visa and you enter the UK, you are given a biometric residence permit. And it basically looks like a British driver's license. It's the same shape, it's pink as well, and it has all of your visa details on them. So for me, it'll have my picture, it'll have when it was issued, when the expiry date is, what visa it is, like all that kind of stuff. There's a whole bunch of information in this card, and it's super, super important. And on this card, just like all my other biometrics permit thingies, they have all said no public funds. So I'm here on my UK visa, I've paid for the visa, I've paid for the NHS surcharge, I pay taxes, I pay national insurance, I pay taxes on any money I earn from Adventures in Apps. It all goes to the Home Office. On top of that, I am legally not allowed to claim benefits. That's been the case for all of the visas that I have been on so far. Just letting you know. Now, another misconception, this one's a little bit different. Maybe I need to explain myself. But basically, I get a lot of comments from people saying, don't call yourself a foreigner. Now, I appreciate what they're trying to say. A lot of people email me or reach out to me and say, they watch my content and they like that I've assimilated to the UK and I shouldn't call myself a foreigner. I totally get what they mean. But sometimes it's quite frustrating because it kind of like downplays all the work that I've done. I don't know if that makes sense. I have actively fought to be here, okay? I have fought these last 6 years to be in the UK. I've paid a lot of money. I've cried a lot of tears. It's been quite a journey. And I think sometimes when people say, you shouldn't call yourself a foreigner, it kind of like downplays all the work that I've put into it. I know that's not what people intend. It's quite, like a familiar, oh, don't call yourself a foreigner, you're one of us. And I truly, truly appreciate that. But I think it is important to remember how hard and how difficult this journey has been. So I can appreciate how far I've come. I can appreciate my life here and stuff. It's not just been a walk in a park. It's not been a walk in a park. Words today. I guess I'm just trying to say I appreciate people wanting to include me, to say that I'm no longer a foreigner. I'm, a Brit now, and that's very sweet. But I cannot forget that I have to legally prove that I should be here and that my biometric residence permit I've got upstairs has an expiry date. So when that expiry date starts coming around, I either have to get out or I have to prove it all over again. But I do appreciate people saying that I have assimilated. I do appreciate that Brits see me as one of them. It truly warms my heart. But, in the back of my mind, there's still a fight to be had. I'm not here indefinitely yet. And that expiry date is coming pretty soonish. Oh, I should check that. Now, I realize this is quite a touchy topic, and I'm putting this out on the internet for anonymous people to leave really nasty comments, but I truly appreciate being able to talk to you guys about this stuff in a rational way, in a real way. I'm just telling you my experience, and I really appreciate you guys listening. If you would like to watch more content about my life here in the UK, please check out my channel. I've got a whole playlist dedicated to my experiences with British culture. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, bye!